What's going on, guys? It's Shawnee Salami. Today I had an absolutely awesome game with my friends in the Discord. More on that in a minute, but it wasn't like a crazy stat line or anything. It was just a ton of fun, hard fought game on both sides. It was a lot of high levels, but also even the lower levels were pushing the cart and we were defending the cart. Just all around just so fun. Like, this is my favorite game I had in weeks, and it kind of goes to show it's not always about the stats. It's just about the in-game moments that are fun. It's about winning and all that. It's not always about your kills. So just an absolute blast. Now, as we get off to a rough start here, I just want to say something, guys. The Discord has been incredible, and instead of getting on that whole rant, I will party up with any of you that join, but I also wanted to extend the offer. I'll put my friend code in the pinned comment instead of the Discord this time. Anyone who's a viewer can comment their friend code and I'll add them. I'll just search through to invite people depending, like, I don't care how many people add me. It's completely fine. I just like seeing your friend icons in games. I'm not guaranteeing I can play with all of you. Like, I try to reserve that to the Discord, but I like seeing the friend icons of any viewer at all. It's just been awesome, guys. I'm so grateful for every single one of you. I say it every video and I'll never get tired of it. So drop that in a comment, absolutely, and like I said, mine will be in the pinned comment. And now about the Discord, I marathon ran over the weekend with a ton of viewers, made some friends, and I just wanted to say, if you do join the Discord, we will party up at some point, no question. And the reason for that is I will play with anyone. I don't care how good they are. I would prefer people who have fun but aren't too sweaty with this. I'm a casual player despite all the hours and such, but I only do team objective. It doesn't have to be anything crazy. We're not doing any full-blown sweaty, kill races or something. Join in there and I will play with you. Don't be shy. The worst thing that happens is we don't get along. We don't play together again. But honestly, almost everyone has been cool. So I do want to do the shout outs for a second with the people in this game. I'm back, Biscuits, Rogue Gaming, who's been supporting the channel a ton from the beginning, and Drake/7. Like, he goes by both, so I call him Drake. And now I definitely want to shout out Ultra, who's on the other team. We've gotten a few fights in this one, actually. And the reason I'm shouting him out in particular is because I met him through a guy named Sir Cage, who I also want to shout out, also evolved, and we just started playing together, and it's a perfect example of what I'm talking about. They're 1/4 my level. I'm not saying they're bad, but they're 1/4 my level. We have fun. We totally hit it off, and now those are my boys. So that's just an example of what I'm talking about. I don't really care about your level. And just a reminder before I forget, my name right now is Sir Sean. I like SER. I think I will probably change it back, but it was something some of us Xbox guys did for fun. It's not like a clan tag. It's not like it's more just a commodity thing. I think that's the word. I messed it up last video as well. So anyway, let's I've been talking a lot. Let's get into the gameplay now. Now, the one-handed sword video I was working on positioning. I am trying to do that in this one as well, but I do have those mental errors. Viewers know that, and it's just something I can't avoid at this point. Help Me Stepbo is offering to train me one-on-one. I may take him up on that if I ever want to take that next step, because a lot of times I do make that mistake, like right there where my death was a second ago, of rushing in and just not. Sometimes it's fun, sometimes I don't care, sometimes I'm going with a friend, but it is something I need to work on because it just feels bad to die a lot, honestly. I make a big difference in each game because I'm piling up kills, I'm in the right spots on objective, but like, look where I am as well. Like, I'm just in too deep. It's not something I should be doing with the longsword. Longsword's a great weapon. It's just you have to be smarter with that than something like a Messer, Executioner's Axe, something where you can do a lot of damage with wide swings and stuff. So I'm not really playing to my weapon's strength so far in this one, and that is something that gets better as the game goes on. I'm noticing that I'm missing a few stabs here. I think I do miss some overheads as this one goes on. That's been a little bit of a problem lately. I think I'm messing with my settings a little too much, like moving the sensitivity up and down. But I am starting to get stick drift. You guys have heard, like, from my controls video, I turned my dead zone settings all the way down. So I think I gotta find a right one where that stick drift stops, and I could still be precise with my swings. Something I'm finding with the longsword, which I did not realize until recently, is that the light overhead drag really does throw people off. So what a light drag is, in case you're not aware, is if you're doing a heavy swing drag where you look away and then drag it back to where you're trying to hit, it'll just slow down, right? But if you do a light attack, and particularly on the longsword with overheads, I'm noticing it really does throw them off just as much, if not more, than a heavy drag on this one. It's a really good attack on the weapons I use regularly as well, like the Messer, the Great Sword, this one. I really am trying not to use the Messer, I feel bad, but it's just very consistently lands when, even in a lobby like this where there was some decent levels, it seems to be a very good attack. So if you want to incorporate that into my fellow longsword mains out there, definitely try it and tell me what you think in the comments, because it's something I didn't discover until level 1000. And this is what I'm really loving about why this game was so fun. Not just my team, but the other team are mostly all on objective, or at least enough of them where it's hard fought. We're fighting for every inch. They're on one side of the cart, we're on the other. Right now we're holding them. Just a really good, like I said, hard fought game. And it was funny because I did notice there was, speaking of the longsword, there was quite a few other ones. So that made it fun. I like to go after the people that are using the same weapon as me. And as we take a look at the scoreboard there, interestingly enough, I'm Back Biscuits has really improved as a player. Shout out him, because he's only died once and he's got about 30 kills if I'm looking correctly. Just wanted to point that out because just a solid dude, basically. Now, I don't think the longsword is terrible for 1vx's, but if I'm fighting a lot of people that know what they're doing, they're throwing different attacks instead of just feeding me slash counters, it's going to get me in trouble because the stab is the best attack, and they're probably not going to be doing that as much, or I can counter with that as much, and it gets me disarmed and killed there. I do get a little reckless now that I'm using the one-handed sword more with slash spam and team damage, just because it does such low damage, especially if my team is knights, that I do make that mistake a lot. So I should probably be thinking about that more. Again, it's coming down to 2 minutes. They're likely going to get it, right? That's everyone's thought process. But it's fighting for every inch, as I said. We're not making it easy for them, even though this objective is usually a given. Now this is an example where I probably should have taken the forward spawn and backed up, but I don't know. That was just one that was kind of a mental error. I forget if I was just thinking I should finish the fight with that guy, but I was bound for death either way. Now, I don't think I was playing poorly by any means. I did get disarmed a lot. That was kind of a mistake from stamina management and just not countering enough, getting in 1vx's. That was my one issue so far. But around now and on the gate objective next, I really start to do better, and I'm not having as much trouble with the deaths. If I remember, if as long as I remember this quickly, good fight there. Because again, I don't think I was playing as badly as the deaths were. It was just mostly there was a lot of dying in this game in general, and I am on the cart objective at all times. My deaths are just going to be high by nature, so it is what it is. But as I said, I do start to get a little better from here, as I felt. Now, I played this fight completely wrong in every way. Not this one. This one's not bad, but the one here with the one-handed sword, the guy in the torch. I don't know what I was doing, quite honestly. This is kind of cringy to look back at. Because when you're fighting a quick one-hander, what you want to do, and I've talked about this in videos, but it's probably been a long time and some may not know. You want to crouch. So when you swing and crouch and then swing kind of thing, I'm trying to think in my head which is first. Either way, it stops your momentum from moving forward, because every time you swing, you move forward. But if you crouch, you're not getting that forward momentum. So that's kind of the idea. I know it looks goofy for if you're just new to the game, but if you can't beat them, join them, man, because those one-handers can be tough if you're one-on-one with how quick those feints are. So you really want to keep your distance with those crouches while you're attacking. This gate objective is usually given. This almost went down to like the last minute, which was interesting. I don't know what that was about, but it's hard to complain because some of these open field type battlefields are just so fun. If you think about this in the beginning of Rudhelm, for example, I really enjoy these. They're very cinematic, which you know I love, and it would be cool. Someone in the Discord, Lucian, actually pointed out that they should kind of make some of these more TDM maps because people would really enjoy them. Like, think about if the beginning of Rudhelm was a TDM map, because the problem with Team Deathmatch is just those maps. I like Wardenglade, but that's the only one I really enjoy. Sometimes Courtyard's fun for the memeing. So if they ever do come back to the 64 rotation, that's just something I've thought about. That he really kind of hit the nail on the head for me. Here we stay alive for a little bit, but we decide we want to go see how the Duke's doing. We're going to go check that out. So we go see our good friend over there and get a nice peek over that wall. Very reckless swing here. I don't know what I was doing. He was also bloody. I was doing a lot of team damage before this as well. This whole entire sequence in life, honestly. He apologized for. He said he was in my way, but quite honestly, I think that was a big time mistake by me. So now it's going to come down to this, fellas. What I like to do first and foremost is sit on the throne and hype up the boys. They come bow to you a lot of times. Someone will sit next to you usually. I think he may be doing it there. Some nice emoting. I think it improves morale. Not actually, it doesn't do anything. But it's just a funny good time. And then we wait for them to come in. We even have a bard here. I don't know why I used that warhorn right there because it really could have been saved for when I was low health since the priority is keeping me alive. Pretty dumb move, but I'm gonna mostly let this play out. I'm gonna give tips here and there as I notice them. I've kind of been talking a while. My voice is a little tired because I was also on Discord calls with all you guys. But I'm mostly gonna let this play out. There's a few things I do want to point out. So some tips, for example, so like this was dumb. I don't know why I came out here. And then I was having trouble with my controller apparently. So yeah, don't do this. Don't do this unless you're trying to make flex on them or make content. Like I don't do that really for videos. I don't know why I did, unless I'm trying to like troll someone that trolled me first. But we do get back in just a second. And I do want to point something out that I do that I think it's a good habit because you're not going to be in a 1vx managing your stamina. If you notice, I'm always moving, running back and forth, but here's where the stamina thing comes in. I'll occasionally just randomly block because you never know if it'll just stop an archer. And I don't think there's really any loss to doing that while you're like moving around. Just because they're shooting at you nonstop and it's very annoying. And now, just like the entire game, you'll see that both teams, again, I sound like a broken record. That's what made this so fun, was just they're pushing hard. Look at all the guys defending me. A lot of them are close to default skins. And then the other team is fire potting me. I was on fire for what it felt like forever. Everyone's going hard is basically what I'm saying. Or enough people are going hard that it just felt like it was such a war, this one. And I'm losing a lot of health very quickly. The banners are keeping me alive. Everyone's doing their job. Now, I did this quite a few times, turn around and war cry at everyone at spawn waves, for example. That's just because it looks cool, but it's also, like, I feel like it's fun when people war cry back. I joke around about it improving morale. It doesn't matter, but, you know, it's one of those fun little things. It's kind of like mini emoting. It's not like you're getting a full-blown emote thing with the enemy team and you're sitting on a bench, for example. But it hypes up the boys. What's wrong with that? Now we're in a ton of trouble. I get fire potted and pay attention what the team does. I love it. Don't always complain about your team. You also need to point out when they do something good. They boxed me in when I was on fire for a second and they immediately moved, so I was able to get out and get to the flag. I don't know if I would have survived if they didn't do that so quickly, because then I could have got swarmed. I could have stayed in the fire. I'm not sure. But if you go look back, if you didn't notice, the fire comes and they just disperse immediately. And it's so rare in this TO because you do die to fire pots a lot as the air. If you've been it a lot, you'll know that's a problem. More fire just everywhere I look. It's just hell on earth, basically, is what it feels like. We hype up the boys again with some more war cries. Look at how many people are around. Like I said a second ago, we all complain when we get a bad team. You got to give credit when you get a good team, because this was just a great game all around, and we are able to survive. Very good game, right? I'll let the final stats play, guys. I'm gonna put some end cards up for different videos, like the deathless runs. Once I figure out how to do that, this playlist, it would be really cool if you checked them out, guys. And if you check it out here, we actually outkilled them by 200 by the end. That could have been because of the catapult, I'm not sure. But 170 takedowns, 44 kills, 25 deaths is a lot. It seems a little uneven, but that is a ton of takedowns. Great game, guys. I love you all. See you in the next one.